I'm Kardea Brown and welcome to my kitchen. I'm so glad you're joining our cook along. Today we are making my grandmother's southern stuffing or dressing, whatever you want to call it. It's made with turkey gizzards, sausage, and not to mention it's made from homemade cornbread. It is next level good. Now before we begin, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. For the cornbread, you want to spray an 8x8 casserole dish with non-stick cooking spray. And for the dressing, spray a 9x13 casserole dish with non-stick cooking spray. And melt 3 sticks of unsalted butter. We're going to make my cornbread recipe first. If you'd like, you can make this a day before. Either way, this cornbread is going to be good to go. Let's get cooking. We're going to mix our dry ingredients first. 2 cups of yellow cornmeal into a bowl, a large bowl. 2 cups of all-purpose flour. 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Give it a mix. Set your dry ingredients to the side. In another bowl, add your wet ingredients. 2 cups of full-fat buttermilk. 3 eggs. Now add 3 sticks of your unsalted butter that's cooled down. You want to make sure that it's not hot. If you add hot melted butter to this bowl, it will curdle. Whisk. And you're whisking just to combine. Okay, that looks combined. Now add your wet to your dry. Using your whisk, whisk to combine. And the thing about cornbread, you want to make sure you do not overmix. If it's a little lumpy, that's okay. Just mix until you see no more streaks of flour and cornmeal. Good. Take your 8x8 casserole dish, pour your wet ingredients into the dish. How simple is that? 1, 2, 3. This is going to be a popular class, I tell you that. Every holiday I get the same question. How do you make southern stuffing? Okay, put that to the side, smooth it out. Let's head over to the oven. Let's bake this at 350 for 40 minutes. Hit pause and come back when it's finished. It's been 40 minutes. Let's grab our cornbread out of the oven. Smells buttery and it looks incredible. Ooh, look at Look at that. All right, let's let our cornbread rest. Increase your oven temp to 375. Now we're gonna get our veggies and meat prepped. Get 1 small onion. Just chop it, rough chop, because we're gonna put this in a food processor, so you don't need to chop it finely. 2 stalks of celery. 1 green bell pepper. Making sure you don't get any of the seeds. We just want the skin or flesh. Okay. Let's take our veggies and put it in the food processor. We're gonna also put 1 cup of our turkey gizzards in the processor with the vegetables. You can find turkey gizzards in the supermarket. It's normally in the area where like your smoked meats are. If you can't find it like individually wrapped, you can also find it in the cavity of a turkey. Turn it on. All right, you want to cut it off when your vegetables and meat are minced. Remove your blade and head over to your stove. Let's get our skillet hot. Add some oil to your pan, just enough to coat the bottom of it. I'm using olive oil, but you can also use any type of neutral oil like canola or vegetable. Swirl it around, make sure it's covering the entire bottom of your skillet. Just let it get hot. Now add your vegetables and gizzards to your pan. We have 1 pound of country sausage. Let's add that to our skillet with the gizzards and vegetables. And if at any point you need to add more oil, if you see it starting to stick, you can do that. My grandmother and my mom love gizzards. I remember when I first started making food for Thanksgiving, and all of the contents that would be inside the turkey, I would just, oh, I guess I should just throw this away. And my grandmother, especially my mom, would be like, I know you kidding. Them gizzards and everything inside that, you can use it, you can fry it. You can make it in the morning for breakfast. I just prefer eating gizzards in my stuffing, and that's it. It adds great flavor to stuff like cornbread, stuffing, or even rice, dirty rice. Add some gizzards. And we're cooking this just to brown the meat, and that'll take about 5 to 7 minutes. So it's been about 2 to 3 minutes. It needs some more time to brown. There's a lot of water in the vegetables, so of course that has to release out, evaporate, and then your meat will start to brown. It smells so good in here. I don't know about you, but I just know it's just like the smell of like butter or some type of oil with onions and green bell pepper. Oh my gosh. You know it's the start of something amazing. And at this point, you can hit it with a little bit of salt. That's going to help draw out some of that moisture in your veggies, and it will help brown our meat faster. Almost there. All right, so our meat has browned. Turn off your heat. Come over here and let's melt 2 sticks of unsalted butter. We used 3 sticks of butter in the cornbread, but now we're going to add 2 sticks of unsalted butter, melted butter, to the stuffing. or or dressing. What do you call it? My family, we call it cornbread stuffing or stuffing, depending if it's stuffed inside the turkey, or it could be called dressing. Interchangeable. You can't go wrong with extra butter. All right, the butter is melted. Grab your butter and your meat and let's assemble our stuffing. Set these down and grab your cornbread. I'm using my hands to put the cornbread into the bowl. That's the way Grandma does it, but if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can cut these up into cubes. All right. Now let's add our meat and veggie mixture. The butter. Okay. A pinch of Italian seasoning. 2 heavy pinches of garlic powder. And a pinch of cracked black pepper. Now let's add a pinch of salt. All right, let's give it a mix. What I like to do before I add the milk and the stock and the eggs is to taste it to make sure we don't need to add any more spices. That's good. That's good. Now, if you taste it and you think you need to add some more salt, some more garlic powder, some more Italian seasoning, you can do that. Add 2 eggs. Okay. About a cup of milk. Whisk it up. The egg will bind this dressing together, and the milk will help keep it moist. Okay. Pour it into your bowl. Okay. We're going to also add about a half a cup of chicken stock. I just like to eyeball that. Okay. Fold it in. So my grandmother's stuffing is really dense. Once you bake it, you can actually take it out of the oven and cut them up into little squares. So that's how dense this is. So it should look really moist. Last but not least, what I like to do, this is not always what my grandmother does, but this is my little spin on Grandma's recipe. I like to add fresh parsley and sage. My grandmother usually uses dried parsley and sage, but I just like the flavor of fresh herbs. Okay. Drop the parsley in there. And now the sage. All right, give it a mix. Now grab your mixture and let's pour it into our casserole dish. And just smooth it out. Just smooth it on out, just like that. Let's pop it in the oven. We're gonna bake that at 375 for 40 minutes. Hit pause and meet me back here when it's done. It's been 40 minutes. Let's take our dressing out of the oven. Look at that. All right. Grab a knife. Now, you can let this cool, but I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm just gonna cut myself a little piece out of here. Grab a spat to get it out. And see how I told you it was gonna be kind of dense? Yep, that's it. My grandma says, that's them right there. Let's give it a taste. Now, I'm Southern, and this is a Southern Thanksgiving recipe class. I'm gonna use some little hot sauce on mine. Yes. Let's give it a taste. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's grandma's stuffing, dressing, whatever you want to call it. It's herby, it's buttery, it is super flavorful. Thanks for cooking along with me. I hope you had fun because I had a blast with you. Hit the bookmark button and save this to your favorite recipes. And while you're at it, check out my other Southern Thanksgiving recipes right here on Food Network Kitchen. I'll see you next time.